anyways, did you get a chance to do the target?
What target
The
you mean?
four, the 4908388 target.
Oh yes, I did my session. It was yesterday.
How long did you
But I
spend
don't
on it?
think I don't think my data makes sense and at all.
Well,
It just doesn't it just doesn't make sense.
how long did you spend on it?
But you know what? Over the past half a year, I have learned to reset the data, no matter how strange it is. Just report the data and see what you get, even when it doesn't make sense to you.
Well, I spent about 5 minutes on it, and it was pretty bad. But let's see if I can.
Yeah, I saw you post a photo on the general channel in test channel in your Discord. But that photo, I would say, uh, the definition is not clear.
No,
I
it's
cannot see.
it's just it says yeah. I'm using my phone broke, so I can't do anything with normally I take a picture and it's really clear, but
Ah, yeah. Oh, yeah. You told me that.
yeah,
Yeah, you told it in your Discord that your phone is your phone you have some issues.
yeah, and that's a crappy thing is my phone broke, and so I'm kind of screwed here. What is this? This is Discord, and oh wow. So I'm dealing with a tablet that's very old, and
Uh-huh.
it's just not working. So
Well, I think it's all right. Yeah.
I can't even pull up the data now. Hold on. Okay. So normally I try to get all this set up ahead of time, and when I do, life goes great. We can get these sessions done really quickly. But days like today, where
Oh, I can see that. You're up and running.
am I?
Yes, you are up and running and doing great. And just give me a moment. I'll check the sound.
Yeah, check to see if I'm see if you can actually hear me.
Yes, I can hear you in YouTube.
Okay.
So life is great again. Everything back to normal.
Can you see the data?
Yes, I can see it on your Discord.
Unbelievable. All right. Is it
Yeah,
is
everything is good.
okay? All right. So let's uh let's see what you get for data.
Okay. I think yeah. This is first. I will introduce the target. Give a brief introduction about the target. This target is a practice target, and from a target pool, uh, from the website called Lynn Buchanan's. I think it's control remote viewing. Yeah, crvviewer.com, and it's a target pool, and I just draw a random number, and there's a formula I use to determine the target. I dis I used division to and I use division to pick the target. For example, 49083886. I would I would say I would after the number has been picked by random number generator, I will move on to Lynn Buchanan's website and see how many target pools are there. And on Lynn Buchanan's website, they have 10 years of practice targets records. So I first I and then I divide that number by 52 because there are 52 weeks in a year, and I check the remainder. So once the random number generator gave us a number, then the target I can use that random number generator to pinpoint to a specific target that is in the target pool. So there is a set formula for that, and that formula is designed by myself. And of course, I can cheat on my target and see what the target is before doing the remote viewing session. That doesn't make sense at all for myself because I want to learn that technique. So I don't cheat. I just play a fair game like everyone else. I know what the target is, but I don't look at the target identity before the remote before the target reveal. So and this week our target this number 49083886 it actually refers to the practice target in used on 2011 November and 16th, and you can see it on the CRV viewers website. And so later we'll review a target and compare our data and see how good we fare on this one. Yeah. So first submission is from Snowblind. And his impression is solid, heavy, but with energy. And concrete or stone, energy comes from within. So it could, and based on his drawing, I don't know what he's trying to draw, but it looks like maybe something like a man-made structure or building. And in the surrounding environment, Snowblind feels that there is land and solid and connected to I don't know what that bad or red rocks, maybe a big rock, and water, yes, and moving in the front and still behind, and it's man-made. And for man-made part, he feels that oh yeah, it's concrete and metal, and the tunnel for water. So based on Snowblind's data, he thinks that he is looking at a man-made structure, and he can also and for yeah, and he also has got natural part in it. Maybe it's a waterfall or a dam. We don't know, but based on his drawing and his description, that's the deduction I would make.
Right.
That yeah, he's probably looking at facility in the river or in the
Well, so the
yeah
dam he went to in Arizona is a big dam, and I can't remember the name of it. And I know what dam he's looking at, and I know what dam he drew. So now he did an impression, and he can feel the rock, and he can feel the water, and he can feel the tunnel.
yeah
But his brain is saying that it's a dam very similar to the one in Arizona. That's what his brain is telling him. So this is going to be interesting because we know now he came up with an idea that it looks like a
hmm
dam, and he knows which
hmm
which dam. So now we got to take a look at the target to see how his brain overlaid the existing picture in his brain with the data. So I'm actually, this is great because now we can see the overlay of how the brain works and how the data comes in.
hmm
So
and other than that, another possibility I can think of is power plant. Yeah, but that is driven by water. It's not necessarily a dam, but yeah, another man-made because he described energy. But in terms of energy, it could be the movement he sends in water.
right, right, right. It doesn't have to be a dam, but that's what his brain is focused on because around that area there's lots of dams that produce power. So he's focused in on that because that's what his brain is telling him. And you're right, it could be something completely different.
Mm-hmm.
So, well, cool.
Yeah, and
I am
that,
big
that's
to this,
that's
and
all we get from Snowblind. And the next is my data. Well, for my data, I don't think it makes sense at all. And I'll just give I'll tell you guys what I what I perceive. When I yeah I've told you that when I do remote viewing, I always close my eyes and try to perceive a visual image in my mind. And this is a strange one because when I close my eyes, I the first visual I get is a is a piece of land that is floating in the air. I just it does so I know it doesn't make sense, but I have to report the data as it is, and and in the background I can see stars in the sky, and and also yeah this part look it all looks like some imaginary stuff, and it could be strong LLs, but I cannot I still don't know what can give me such an LL because a piece of land floating in the air that does not exist in our physical world,
Sure it does.
and
Sure it
and below
does.
is I sense there is a web pattern. I, but sort of feel like an energy field, and I can see yellow colors and the rays of light uh, coming together towards the central part of this web. I don't know what that means, but but I feel that it's a energetic stuff.
Right.
So I would
So
say it's very vague data from me, and I cannot based on my data I cannot give any deduction.
so
But
you
I just mhm.
you've never been to a desert?
I no no I don't think I have been to any desert.
Okay.
But
So
I've been to Australia, and I've been taking long buses, and I don't know if it counts
oh yeah.
it has gone through some remote areas that looks like desert.
So when you're in a hot environment and you're looking out over the desert and you see like a mesa, uh,
Uh-huh.
the light is refracted in such a way that you see the top of the mesa, but you don't see the bottom. So it literally looks like the mesa or the little mountaintop floats. Okay.
Oh, I know what it's like a mirage, right?
Yeah, yeah. And to me, this web thing that you've got is screaming a solar farm because they all reflect all the light back into a central point, and the central point heats up, and that's how they generate power. So
Wow, wow, you just gave me a very very interesting deduction here.
yeah, but your data is just screaming that at me. It's just, but that's my interpretation of your data, and the stars in the sky. I don't know if you've ever been to Arizona, but holy crap, at night you see everything, the Milky Way, depending on how far away from city you are. It's just absolutely gorgeous. And they have a
Yeah,
solar
but
farm just like that.
yeah. Anyways, it's just my data for this practice target
Yeah.
490838886. I have no idea what it is, and and yeah, and we will see how good I am after a target reveal.
So I got greenery valley, organic smell, and a little hydrocarbon behind it, and then
Uh-huh.
water, and I can't read the rest of that. What does that say?
What do you mean?
It says water or something. I can't read my data. I gotta. Oh, here it is. Humid. It's humid, and it's night or dark. So that's all I got with those three things: a little greenery, a valley or a swale, and organic smell, and water and humid. But very basic descriptions, and that's pretty much all I got.
Well, that's all right. because I can see that for most people who are not professionals, maybe just like amateurs or newcomers like us, it's really hard to get a lot of data from from a remote viewing session. And for me, I really feel that getting 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 the amounts of data you get and the quality of the data you have is really dependent upon your experiences and practice. And the more you practice and the more you learn, you will sort of open open up the I don't know how to express it in English, but maybe open up the signal line a little bit, and you can see more. But for newcomers like me, I can only get some bare minimum amounts of data. Yeah, it happens. It happens, and that's why we really need to solve this issue. And that's why I believe that's also the reason why we are more focused on group remote viewing instead of individual remote viewing, because
Right.
we are trying to see if we can solve this issue by having many people to remote view the same target.
Well, and that's what I was telling Dave is when we do a group target, it allows it allows us to teach how to kind of see the signal that you're getting. So the people in charge of the group will actually be able to help the people have no clue. I mean, I'm seeing this. What is this? And then you can tell them it's an AOL. You can literally help people uh, work through their views, and they're not doing this on their own. And once they get a basic understanding, it's really in the long run. It's gonna. I mean, granted, it's not real remote viewing according to the standards, but for a teaching tool, it is definitely fantastic. I can't wait. I If we could get this going, it would be so much fun. Yeah, and then we got to get Leo back online because having Leo on hand he does really good with the leading thing. The team.
Yes, he only tried several times, but I think he did a pretty good job in remote viewing as a new learner.
Yeah, yeah. It's for a new guy just stepping into it, man. He did really good.
Yeah,
So
I think his hit rate so far is somewhere around 50%, and that's a pretty high number in my opinion. And for me personally, I think my hit rate for remote viewing data is almost like 10% or something. It's actually
let's see.
actually a
We
very what should I say?
we
I
we
I, I
we've
can't.
had 31. We've had 31 targets, and out of the 31, I think I've hit about four of them. So I think my hit rate is a lot worse than yours. I mean, I dance around all the targets and I get little aspects, but I think I've only hit four of them. And
I think you are better at doing people's target,
I
because
think
every time I give you targets that's related to people, you are doing a very good job.
I I'm kind of wondering if I kind of agree with you because I seem to be more people oriented. I mean, I don't know why I can focus better on a person than I can
Uh-huh.
a general. Maybe that's why I'm having such a hard time with location, is because I am
Yeah,
people oriented.
because for our practice targets, no matter it's from far side or from Lynn Buchanan's, it's always these practice targets are not focused on people. They are most like natural environment or certain historical events.
Hmm. And I do okay with some structures or
Oh yes.
some aspects, but yeah, people are. I definitely do good with people and animals.
Oh,
So
I remember the session you did on Pisa Tower. That's a very good view. I still remember that.
which one was it?
Pisa Tower in is in Italy.
Oh, yeah. I remember. God, that was a
Yeah, the
long.
Pisa Tower. You
That's
actually describe a cylindrical structure.
yeah. I pretty much nailed that one.
Yeah, that is a very clear and clean hit for me. It's not only the amount of data is you get a lot of descrip descriptions on that target, and also I would say the quality is very good. There is little to no contamination and
Yeah.
wrong data in that remote viewing session.
Now, if they could all be like that, I would be very happy. I mean, I would like to be, but even if it's small amounts of data, if I had less contamination, but
Yes.
I get drawn to the wrong thing, and then I focus on the wrong aspect of this data, and it's a really frustrating. But
Mm.
I'm
Okay.
getting better. All right. So what?
So are we are ready for the target review?
We are ready for the target reveal.
Okay. Now I'm going to click and see what we get. Wow. I would say it's a miss for everyone. No, I won't be surprised. Remote viewing is not easy, I would say. It it looks when you look at future forecasting growth video and look at far size video, you might think that remote viewing is a easy stuff, but in fact it's not. Remote viewing is really hard to do if you are asking for good quality data. Remote viewing is really hard to do. So can you see the picture in the link?
I'm trying to pull it up on the data. I can't seem to get that. So let me get the link down here.
I posted on the test channel in your Discord and also at the bottom of the Google document that is in the target review section.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, we were.
It's a clear miss.
That's a
I
clear
would say a
miss.
clear miss for everyone. So that also proves my point. I didn't cheat, even though I know what the target is. I didn't cheat. I just play the fair game with everyone else and see how I can how I can sharpen my remote viewing skill and improve myself. And it turns out that there is a lot of lot of obstacles and places of improvements for me to overcome.
Yeah, I mean, if it was easy, everybody could do it, right? I mean, so the
Well,
nice.
theoretically speaking, everyone can do it,
I know
but
that's the funny part.
in reality, it's not that easy.
And it just kind of makes me wonder if it's just trying to let go of preconceived notions. The idea, you know, I don't know. One of the things I've noticed about Lynn Buchanan's targets is some of them I really latch onto, some of them I do really good, and then some of them, like this one, I don't get a clear view of the signal line.
I
So,
don't get anything
well,
related to the
I've done
target at
I've
all.
done yeah, I've done about half his list of targets. I've gone all the way up to I think I was in 2011 before I finally slowed down.
Uh-huh.
And a lot some of the targets were really vivid to me, and then
Uh-huh.
some of the targets were really not vivid, even though it had
Uh,
people in it and didn't. This is something that I should have picked up on. So I'm kind of wondering is it a mental thing on the person remote viewing it, or if it's actually a mental thing involved with the target itself that makes it hard? Why would this? Why would three people trying to remote view not be able to see the target? Is there something about this target that it makes it harder to view?
We have no idea. So far, most of the targets we use are from practice targets. Yeah, it's not specifically designed to give us a hard time. It's just a normal target.
I know, but it maybe because it's not focused like. So when you have a target that's been around for a long time, it's been there a long time, so it's easier to focus in on that target, and maybe that has something to do with it. I'm not really sure, but yeah,
Mm,
that is funny. That is really funny.
yeah, we still have no idea how remote viewing really works. If we know the mechanism of the remote viewing, then we should be able to do it better. Yeah, but the problem is no one really knows why remote viewing. Why is there such a phenomenon? Yeah, we just don't know the underlying mechanism for it. So so what 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 we observe is that sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. And for amateurs like us, most of the times remote viewing doesn't work. Like almost like 80 or 90% of the time, remote viewing doesn't work at all. But for professionals, they can sort of lower that figure, lower that probability of not working, and turn that number in their favor.
Right, right. And the other thing about remote viewing is when you're beginning, like really first starting out, it's easier to do it because you have no preconceived notions of how it's supposed to work. So that makes it easier, which is more frustrating for everybody because it's easier to do because you don't know what you're doing. So you're winging it.
Yes, and the irony for us here is that you cannot be a good remote viewer is if you just only do it once. Yeah, we all know that in remote viewing there is a phenomenon called first time effect. When say for example, if you are new to this and you are trying to exercise your psychic ability for the very first time, usually it's the you will have a very good performance on your first attempt, but over time you start having more troubles moving on and trying to exercise that skill. And yeah, it's really frustrating for like us who have been putting out some time and practice into this area because when you first started, everything is good, everything is great, and you are doing amazing remote viewing work. But as time goes on, you you feel like you are back to normal again. You can't get anything.
Yeah, yeah, and that's the thing.
But really, to be a really good remote viewer, you still need practice. Yeah, you cannot be a professional remote viewer if you say just tell your client that okay, I am professional remote viewer because I have never used out my first time effect, and I will give you fantastic data this time, but not next time. Yeah, it doesn't make sense for remote viewing to become maybe like a career for people to pursue. Then it has to demonstrate some level of consistency. Yeah, people needs to be able uh to maintain a certain degree of accuracy in doing the job.
Right, right, and that's the thing is the consistency, and that's what I really want to focus on. So what I did is I oh, I wrote something on the board. Can you see that on the board?
Uh,
It says
yes,
1900 and sidewalk.
partially, not everything on the board. I'll give you a screenshot of what I'm seeing right now, and I see that my camera fails again. Uh, I know why, because my my cell phone is overheated, and he doesn't he doesn't, he doesn't allow me to to take yeah to do live stream. Maybe using a phone instead of a web camera is not a good idea. Okay, I can see
Yeah.
your whiteboard now.
So this target here is going to be easier to view than the target that we just did.
You mean
This,
1900?
yep. And we're standing on a sidewalk. So
What do you mean? What do you mean?
I'm standing on a sidewalk
Uh-huh.
at that target. Now, if you could stand there with me, if you just kind of do a mental image real quick of standing there with me, it's going to be easier to see this target with me than it would be to look at the target we just looked at. So if I asked you to take a piece of paper, write that down, and write all the aspects of this target, you could do that easier because I'm standing there with you at that target.
Okay, just give me a moment and I'll see what I can get. So target number for this one is just four numbers. 1900. 1900. And it's a front-loaded one because you already told me that you are standing on the sidewalk.
Mm-hmm. So I basically front loaded it. So this is, I think, this is Dave's. I think this is F2. We're one word front loaded. So I front loaded you with one word just to make it easy. We
What do you mean F2?
F
What do you
F
mean by F2?
F0 means there is no front loading. F1 meant there is front loading. It's a single word. And F2
Oh,
means
okay.
there's a specific word for the front loading. I think I can't remember, but it's just it means that you're front loaded with one word. So it's not a full description. It's just one word. You're standing on a sidewalk or sidewalk. And then if you were to look around at where this is at or what it is or anything about the target, you have that front load in front of you. So if you were to stand there and tell me what's there, what do you think is there?
Uh, okay, because it's a front-loaded one, so of course I would expect that there could be imaginations coming from my brain that is not necessarily representative of the target. The first word that came to my mind is wood. I perceive there is lots of wood, maybe trees, and or maybe and another word that came to me is fence. I see low, low, maybe low height fences around me, and also buildings. There are buildings to my size, and they are also low level buildings. I would say not higher than two. Yeah, just low level buildings. Maybe houses where people live, and I can see that there is a mm, not many people. I don't know why,
No.
but yeah, in my uh visual perception slash imagination. I don't sense people.
All right, so um,
Low level building. So and no people. So how many? Okay, so so far I only gave 4 words for this target.
wood fence, trees, low height fence, low building. So
Yeah.
here you have the basic descriptors of where you're at, and this
Mm-hmm.
is unlike the other target, which we had nothing. All you knew was that there was a sidewalk and a target number. So you had one additional piece of information, and now you've gone to this target and you've looked at this target. I mean, we could go explore this target really quick, and you could tell me more. Uh, and I think it would be easier for you to do this target, and I don't know why it's easier, but you could go look at this target right now and tell me a lot more about it. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and cut this off real quick. Wood fence, tree, low height fence, low building, buildings. The target, and this is why I'm so adamant about this, is Wardenclyffe. This is where Nikola Tesla was building the tower for free power. With one word, sidewalks, and one set of numbers, you were able to tell me about a small building, the trees in the background. Of all the targets I could have picked, you literally picked a lot of the descriptors right off the bat. And I think when we do these sessions, we need to figure out how we can get a group of targets that have an easier aspect for people to do, especially for new people. If we have target aspects or targets that are easier to have new people do, and I don't know if it's because I'm standing there helping you, and I don't know if it's the technique, but I know that if you have a bunch of new guys that want to learn this crap, that's a hell of a lot easier. You were able to pick up everything right off the bat. You were there, and you were looking
So
around.
did I give you any useful data from that session?
Yeah, all of it.
I
The trees, the wood fence, the low height fence, the low buildings, and the buildings. Everything everything is there. Like I said, I could have had you walk in the building
Oh,
and,
by
and
the way,
tell me.
there is one other thing I didn't mention to you. Uh, I perceive a circle. I don't know why, but and I think maybe somewhat important
I'll tell you what. I'm gonna pull.
or a focal or something like a focal point of this 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 target because I think yeah there is a circle but circular object I don't know what it is
Well, I'm gonna show you right now.
circular object and that is important to yeah to this target number you gave me 1900.
Can you see that? There's your fence. There's the building. There's the tower. There's your sidewalk. There's your circle. This is Nikolai Tesla's dream, and you basically described everything about that in a very small amount of time, in a very easy to understand format: trees, buildings, circle, and it's right there. It's it's amazing. I mean, I could go on and I can keep doing this time after time after time, and you're going to be able to pull up a lot of data in a very short amount of time. I think this is very critical. I think we should really concentrate on this aspect of how easy it is to remote view certain targets. Um, for beginners, especially, having targets or a and maybe a monitor to set up the targets makes target building easier. We're trying to do it the hard way. We're literally trying to look at a future event, so we're trying to do it the hard way. I'm thinking for your contest, we're going to have to concentrate on easier targets, pre-picked targets, or targets that are guided to allow the contest viewers easier access. Um, I just, yeah, you just blew me away again because that's too cool uh, watching you do that. Oh,
I don't know if it can be counted as a hit because it's a front loaded target anyway.
and that's what me and Dave were talking about. We were talking about the fact that now we're into a different area because we are front loading the target. I told you I was at a target. I told you I was on a sidewalk. So that basically makes remote viewing the standards. You are no longer blind to the target. You are no longer uh, are no longer and actually remote viewing. This is something completely different. But for a teaching tool, but for a teaching tool only, I think it's a great way to teach
Oh
on
yeah,
how
certainly,
yeah,
certainly. I think in terms of real life applications, I don't know how good the front loaded remote viewing is, but for teaching purposes, I think partially front loaded target, yeah, is good for demonstration and letting people know that everyone has has that capability and potential.
yeah. I
Yeah,
think
it's not for real life applications, but for just for educational purposes.
and that's where I disagree. That's where I disagree. So this for education purposes, this is awesome. Absolutely awesome. But for like when we want to look at future events, so I think for future events like stock market. So I have a bunch of stocks that are just doing absolutely crap. I can't remember any other names, but they started high and they tanked out, and now they're like absolute zero. But I always get a
Uh-huh.
feeling that they're going to rise, but I don't know. So if I go into my stock portfolio and I pick out a stock that I think is going to rise, and I give you the call sign of that, if I give you the call sign of that stock, and I tell you I'm just looking for the rise or fall, and I give you this, you don't know what this is. This could be a coin, this could be a stock, and all I'm looking for is a rise or fall. Um,
Or it could be sideways.
exactly. But it doesn't matter because I'm front loading you with just three symbols, and you don't
Uh-huh.
know. But if you're going to remote view that, and you're front loaded with the three target numbers, and you're looking for particular I mean, wouldn't that be like tasking? You're wanting something from a target. You're tasking the target. It's front loaded.
Uh,
It's fr-
somewhat like from yeah, I would say very similar, very similar.
so it's front loading, but like tasking. And I like having a task to go with my target number. It makes it easier for me. I got less stress because one of my biggest stresses, how far off am I? I have no clue if I'm even looking at, because I get sucked away to different shiny things. It's like when me and Snowblind were looking at Colorado, and we went to the. I won't tell you where we went. Um, we were supposed to be looking at a tent being visited by aliens, but we didn't go there. We went somewhere else, and then we went together and we explored it, and it was really cool. But that wasn't the original target. The original target was the ETs, and I got sidetracked. And my biggest issue with a lot of my views is I get sidetracked, and I get sidetracked easily. I mean, I'm like I'm like a hound dog, and there's a squirrel on off to the side. I'm going to go chase a squirrel. I'm not going to go do what I was supposed to do.
Well, if that's the case for you, I would say that will be the case for many people once they
Exactly.
start getting very involved in remote viewing practices. Because as far as I know, you are really enthusiastic in this, and I can see that you practice a lot. So if it happens to you, then it will happen to everybody.
It does, and the more you do this, the more shiny things off to the side that you chase. I mean, I chase shiny things all the time, and having somebody tell me, go this direction, go that direction, do this. I got the puppies are happy.
Uh-huh.
So it's all good. I mean, I'm learning how to do this, and we're gonna modify this so that we can have a group of people uh, to have fun learning rather than learning how to take a simple number and make a target or make it, the information flow. We're going to have fun with this. Then they can have the chance to go out and learn, whatever particular uh, brand of remote viewing that they want to do, ARV, HRV, CRV. You know, let's give them a
Yeah.
taste. We'll give them a taste, and then we'll let them make the decisions. But from our perspective, if we want to make this into a business, I believe being front loaded is very, very good. I believe that
Mm.
it has great possibilities for what we want to do.
Yes. I can also see the potential in this. And now it occurs to me another question. That is, what information should be front-loaded and what should not? For example, the target that you just gave me, 1900. You told me that you front-loaded me that the information you front-loaded me is that keywords sidewalk. So how do we know that sidewalk is a good is a is a good hint rather than a bad hint? Is there any other? I believe there are different ways of front loading, and you can front load me with other words like main structure and ask me to and 1900 and ask me to describe that main structure. That could be another way of front loading, and I may just give you a totally different set of data report. Yeah.
But the deal
So
was not only was I standing there, I'm looking at it, and I wanted to go explore the building. So I was literally there remote viewing this at the time that you were remote viewing it. So the target that I gave you at that moment, I was there. I mean, I literally am looking at the building. I wish Nikola Tesla was inside, but I don't think he was at the time that picture was taken. I wanted to go explore that building. I wanted to go inside, but I wanted to wait till you were there looking at the building. And the minute I said sidewalk, you started phasing in. You were looking around. You were telling me all the different aspects of it. I don't know if we were on the same timeline, but you were looking at. I could feel you looking at that building. So by me saying sidewalk instead of building, I was literally trying to tell you where I was at, and I wanted.
oh, okay. So
I want.
I would say there is some criteria for information that can be used for front loading. First that the most important thing is that the information being given should not be the focus
The
of the
target.
target, right?
Right.
Because the focus of your target in this case is the Nikola Tesla's building.
Right. And the deal with that is that when we're better trained, I guess better trained would be the word. We could do this to find people, locate missing animals. We can find problems in power. Let's say you got an underground tube just shooting water off somewhere, and we wanted to find where the leak was. So I've got 10 miles of water pipe, and I've got a leak on there somewhere, and we want to find it. So how would you set it up to view the leak and locate it? You get 10 random viewers, and you tell them, I'm standing at this point, and the target is, you give them a number, right? So you literally, when if I was to task it, I would literally tell the people I am standing here, brief description of where here is, and then I tell them to target, and I tell them I am looking for, the target. So all I've done is described exactly where I'm standing, and then that little bit would help them direct them to what I'm looking for. It's kind of a it's kind of a strange way of looking at remote viewing because you are literally trying to guide somebody to a target by sheer force of will. I mean, I want people to look at the target just by willing them to the place I want them to look at, which is what I did with you. I wanted you to look at the building and the aspects of the building, especially the tower above the building. That was my whole goal. The Wardenclyffe Tower is the pinnacle of remote viewing because, and you pulled it off, which was just absolutely amazing. You did very well, and we can monetize this in a heartbeat. So, and it's going to be a great teaching tool once we get rolling.
I would say there are only two ways to monetize remote viewing. First is to offer services, and that is consistently good for people to solve real life problems. And in that case, people are willing to pay for the money. And the other way to monetize that remote viewing is that you don't necessarily need to help people solve real life problem anyway. You just need to demonstrate that this is a real skill and it is learnable, and we are offering some practices and teaching and educational materials, and basically just giving people a course. And are you interested in
Right.
learning that? Yeah, and people may pay for that.
Well, right.
So it's either charging people for picking up that skill, or charging people for helping them solve a problem.
Well, the main thing is the CRV courses that Lori Williams and Lynn Buchanan teach, which are very good courses, by the way, are
Uh-huh.
they're kind of expensive. We could offer,
Very expensive.
yeah,
Very expensive.
we can
I,
offer a
I would say
brief introduction.
I would say for people like I would say for ordinary peoples who are interested in learning remote viewing, the I would say the people we haven't done we haven't done a field research and yet, but I would feel that people are maybe willing to pay for something like a few, maybe dozens of dollars to up to 100, and that's probably the upper limit for offering these kind of educational courses. Yeah,
Well,
if you charge more than $100, yeah,
what I would, I
people,
mean, what I would
yeah, a
actually,
lot.
I would actually offer kind of like a taste. So take them on a quick, brief tour, saying this is kind of what I offer.
Oh yes, yes,
Group
there are
them,
different levels to it.
yeah,
Sure, there are
and
different
then
levels to it.
for the people that are actually willing to actually cough up that kind of money is say this is what we're going to do, and it's going to be more in depth and it's going to be this amount of time. So actually a longer time spent on the target and on the ground, and then we just have
Yeah.
to have targets that would be very interesting to look at. I mean
And
we
I feel I have to say that the way you guided me just 20 minutes ago, 30 minutes ago, that is a good way of guiding people and teaching new people how to remote view and demonstrate that it is doable, especially when you are dealing with not just one person, not just me, but instead just like maybe dozens of people at the
well
same time,
what
and
I
people will see. Yeah,
what I want to do is
sorry.
I want to get you in a central location with a group of people
Uh huh.
that don't speak English, that
Oh, okay.
speak Mandarin, and then
Speak Mandarin.
yeah, I mean this is what I'm looking at. So it's me and you are speaking to a group of people that don't speak English or maybe even speak a little bit of English. It doesn't matter. But me and you are gonna take these people on a easy to follow journey just like that, and then slowly build up a group. Now, I don't I don't know how we're going to do it, but if we can start small in a community, I don't have to understand anything that's going on your guys' end. I mean, I don't have to understand what they're saying. You would have to sit there and talk to these people.
Uh-huh.
In fact, I guess the easiest way to do it would be to I have a target. I would say this is where I'm at and what I'm doing, and then what you would be doing is working with these people because you would be working the target too. And then what
Uh-huh.
you would have to do is you would have to literally explain to them every step of the process, and then let me know so I can, maybe give you a little bit more data, a little heads up, and then we write everything down on the board on both whatever language you're speaking and then English. So we have both sets of data written down on a common board that everybody can see. So either we do this live or we do this um, on, I guess, Discord. I don't know what format we could use, but it
Uh-huh.
it would
I
be
will, yeah,
really
it has to be
interesting.
on the social media. It has to be on the social media,
I
like
think
YouTube.
that would be the easiest. But the main thing is people have got to be able to. They've got to be able to tell you what they're seeing and feeling, and then we've got to have a central area that can be seen that all the data goes to, and you can explain to them exactly what the next step is. But you don't know what the next step's going to be. Only I would. I would be the only one who would be kind of like
Sure,
following you. But
sure.
it's funny. I can see this in my head perfectly. I mean, and I can see us doing this and walking big
Oh,
crowd of people, and
okay.
it's a big crowd of people that we're doing this in front of. And
Okay.
I don't know the mechanics of it. So it's going to happen. I just don't know how.
Okay. I'll try to find a way to make it happen. I still have no.
Well, let's
Well, there is something that occurs to me at right now, and but I don't know if that works. Well, tell you what, uh I have to be okay. I've never told you that before. Actually my English is not. You can see that my English is not very good, and the reason why I how I pick up my English speaking, although it's still very poor, is that I used to attend an activity called English Corner when I was studying in the university, and I attend that English Corner like on a daily basis, and basically our English Corner happens at lunchtime, and it spends for like half an hour to an hour. And in that time period, we get to practice English speaking with another person with another person from different departments, but they are basically just all Taiwanese people, and yeah,
Mm-hmm.
we just get together and try to practice English. And I used to attend that activity very often, and I know if you want to talk to a group of Chinese people and without giving them money and without yeah and yeah we and without offering them any incentives, then I would say the easiest way to find them is to find this group of people is to look for them in schools and yeah in universities.
Which
And you
is the
just look for people who are interested in practicing English speaking with a native speaker, but and you just gave them you just tell them that okay our English speaking practice would be focus on a certain subject, and it's a free class. You don't need to pay, and you get to talk with English native speaker.
Well,
And what do you like to count? Yeah, something like that.
so we could do something like that and have the ZPC token attached to it. So the deal is if we're
I
doing
do I do yeah, I do attend these activities like a long time ago, almost like a decade. So I don't know if I can still manage fe- to get back, but yeah, I'll give it. I'll see. Give it a try, and I know that there are people eager to speak with and to practice their English speaking with native speaker,
well, and
and
that's the thing. So we could actually not only we can have a set time that we could do this and then talk to whoever wants to drop in and work with them.
yeah.
My hearing is really bad, so I would definitely have you kind of interpret a bunch of stuff because my hearing is bad. But
No worries.
it would be fun to pull in people like Bertie and Maru and different people to work with us. But the main thing would be to take these guys on a journey and let them work a target just like you did and have no clue what it's going to look like and then offer a cash
Okay.
prize to I'm going to pay you $5 or $10 in ZPC
Yeah,
tokens
yeah.
if you get
Yeah, I
us.
know.
I think
Yeah.
that would be awesome.
I
But
think it's something that would really worth trying. Yeah, even though if it doesn't work in the end, I still it's still worth trying. Yeah, because you never know if you never try.
well, once the I think the contest that we do now is going to work. We just have to get a base following. Once the base following starts coming in by doing what we're just talking about, they're going to come to the contest and say, "This is the contest that we can do and try for money."
Okay.
So
Okay, I see. I see.
it's kind of like we put the cart before the horse. Let's get the horse hooked up to the cart, and everything's going to be great. So
Okay. Oh, okay. I understand. I understand your point. Actually, I think I learned a lot from from you today. Yeah. Now there I get a lot of, I would say in my mind there is seems to be just so much information pouring into me right now at the moment, and yeah, I
let
don't know if my ideas work anyway, but I think it's something that really worth trying. Yeah.
well, I'll tell you
So
what,
basically, yeah,
something's going to work.
look for a group of people. Yeah,
Yeah.
we should start from looking for a group of people. Yeah, 5 or 10, or the more the better.
Well,
Yeah,
and
and
you're
it doesn't have to be the same people. Yeah, every session can be different set of people. But first, we need to onboard a lot of people. Yeah, and yeah, just looking for people who are interested in,
uh,
yeah, not in remote viewing, but my guess is interested in learning English.
well. So I use Reddit a lot over here. I mean, my main thing is Reddit. What do you guys have over there that's kind of like a group um, meeting place where you can post things? I mean,
I do understand. I do know. I do have some channels. Yeah, Facebook, Instagram, and I don't know the English name for it. We have a platform called BBS. I don't know how to how
well,
to translate that in English. BBS is also a form of website, but not necessarily a website, because you cannot use your mouse to click for anything. It's a interface. It's a social media platform that you can only operate using your keyboard. And yeah, no mouse allowed. You cannot use mouse.
well then, yeah. I mean, that's a great start. If you could post something that says, looking for people to try
Yeah, I know,
this.
I'll do it. I'll
Yeah.
do it and see. see how good it gets.
Okay, well, I'll tell you what. You set up something, and then we'll rock and roll with it. We'll give it a shot, and then
Yeah, yeah. That basically that's what I think too. And I'll tell
cool.
I'll but I cannot I cannot not assure you that it will work. But yeah, I'll just do it and see how it turns out.
Yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
wonderful,
Okay.
wonderful.
So I think yeah, it's a good week for all of us today.
Yeah, it was kind of interesting to see the fact that we failed absolutely miserably. So we
Yeah.
none of us got the target.
And anyways, I think being being successful or being failure doesn't matter because you when we hit, it shows us that we are capable of doing remote viewing. And when we miss horribly, it also proves to people that remote viewing is not an easy job. Yeah, sometimes you win, sometimes you fail, and you there is no cheating for that. You cannot cheat your way for remote viewing. When you get the data, you get the data. When you don't get the data, you won't get the data. You cannot just randomly guess and hit the target. It's just not possible.
No, no,
Yeah,
there's no way.
yeah. So being a hit or a miss is all good for us. Yeah,
Well, cool, cool. Well, thank you, Lynn. This has been a great chat.
yeah. And I'm really good to have you and also have other guys, even though they are offline right now. Yeah, but I really appreciate those who tuned in, even if just occasionally. I really appreciate their participation. Yeah, without people getting involved, this project is will never be possible. Yeah, I don't really need a lot of people to always to say sorry, I don't I lost my string of thought. But anyway, yeah, as long as there are people getting involved and participate, we are good. And if only just two of us doing this, then we are getting nowhere. So having more people involved is the key, and it doesn't necessarily need to be the same people. Yeah, as long as there are people coming and going, I'm fine with that.
Yeah, and that's the thing is we do have a lot of people that just come drop in and take a look around and like what they see. So,
Yeah.
but
So, anyways, good to have you with us this week, and oh, as always, I'll send you the ZVC tokens just in appreciation for those who take their time to do the practice. Yeah, even though we fail to hit the target, I still appreciate their effort. So as promised, yeah, because I already posted on our Twitter account that even if no one hits the target, two random participants will be picked to share the ZenPandaCoin's prize. Yeah,
oh yeah, that's right. I forgot about that. we that shit. My PayPal's still down. My
yeah. People's effort should be always encouraged and
without a doubt,
rewarded.
yeah.
Yeah,
That's
even if they fail to do it, you still need to appreciate and acknowledge their effort.
yeah.
Yeah, they
I was gonna send Snowblind $10 on my PayPal, but I can't do it because my phone is broken.
your
And,
phone is
and
broke.
everything is authorized through my phone. So when your phone's broken, you can't do anything, and it's
Well, you need to have your seed phrase.
yeah. I need to have somebody sit down and help me with all my technology and get everything arranged.
Yeah,
Be,
if you get, for example, I believe is you don't just have your problems with your MetaMask wallet. You also have some issues with your Lobster. You don't have access to your XLN tokens on Stellar.
right. I've
Yeah,
got
because
absolutely nothing. So it's
yeah, it's really troublesome when when things like that happens. So you have got to have a backup plan. Yeah, for me, when if I lost my if my cell phone is broken, I will also have a hard time, but I won't be devastated because I know how to get my fund back through my computer. Yeah.
Yeah. And that's a nice thing. I don't have a lot of money tied up in my coin. I don't have a lot of money in my stocks. So everything can sit. It's just trying to do the business aspect where, we do this contest. It'd be nice to shoot money over
Uh-huh.
to. That's
Uh-huh.
where little details like that, it just gets. The nice thing is the wife has a PayPal account. I can always use hers and borrow money from her account. So there's always a workaround. It's gonna get
Uh-huh.
fixed. It's just it takes time.
Yeah.
But
So anyways, good to have you with us this week, and yeah, and thank you very much, and I wish you a good weekend, and I'll see you next week. Bye
yeah.
bye.